What's up, everybody? Welcome to the post show. So, obviously, we're talking WrestleMania. We're reviewing the recent pay-per-view. And as always, I'm going to kick this to Jason and CJ. So, guys, take it away.
Super Kick! We got him out of there, baby. Super Kick Party. WrestleMania happened. It's once again your boys, CJ and Jason. Jason, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. You know, I got to say, I think that WrestleMania was a little better than what we thought it was going to be.
Oh, it was a whole lot better. You know me. I was.
You were down on it.
I couldn't wait for it to be over so I could watch Walking Dead, but it actually turned it around, and I didn't even get to watch Walking Dead until the next day. That's how I was feeling about WrestleMania.
It was worth it, though. I thought
it was worth it. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
So let's start from the top, man. Let's start from the tippity top. Cruiserweight champion Neville versus Austin Aries, and of course Neville came out on top. What did you think of that match?
It was a solid match. I love both of these guys. Great workers. It was great storytelling. I like how it all came around with Austin Aries' eye injury, man, and Neville took advantage of it. Hit one of those beautiful,
red arrow.
That was amazing. He always kills it with that, and you know what? It really set the tone for the rest of the pay-per-view, I felt. So it was really good, well done, and I give it an 8. I give it a solid 8.
All right, that's a good rating, solid 8. I liked it too, man. I like Austin Aries and Neville's chemistry in the ring. I thought they looked really good. Really good together. I still go back to what we talked about in the preview where I said that I thought this match should be in the main show, not in the pre-show.
Yeah.
I definitely, especially after watching it, I'm like, man, that should have been in the pre-show, and I think that they should have dropped one of these other matches down into the pre-show. It should have been the main show.
I feel you.
So, yeah. But anyway, all right. Well, I liked it. And it turned out the way we said it, that we thought it would, with Neville taking the win. So let's move on, man. Mojo Rawley won the 4th annual Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. What did you think?
I thought that this match was just what it is. It's just a cluster of all the talent that is not get used, and they just put them all in there. I mean, you see the ring and you look at that, and you're just like, man, this is just a garbage thing of talent. Just all put in this like a gumbo soup bowl, and just all these people put it in there. So I mean, there was some cool spots and everything like that. For some reason, Gronk gets involved just to show the Patriots that he's healthy, that he's ready to go for the season. He gets involved. Mojo wins. I did not see that happening, but I guess I should have, with him being friends with Gronk, and then we find out that Gronk is going to be a part of WrestleMania, and he gets actually involved. That should have been clear as day that Mojo's winning this thing. So that happened. Overall, I mean it was okay. I'm really not a big fan of this match, to be honest. During WrestleMania, I'd rather the Money in the Bank ladder match to come back and take that spot. But I know that's an individual pay-per-view, so we're just crying over spilled milk when it comes to that. But I mean, it was what it was.
I actually like the idea of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, just because, first off, it's an ode to one of my favorite wrestlers of all time in Andre the Giant. And secondly, because like you said, we get to see all the stars that we're not going to see during the regular show, the guys that didn't get a chance to headline and be there. So that's kind of cool. And you get a chance to see NXTers in WrestleMania. So, I mean, that's nice. I think they're trying to jam too many people into this match, to be honest with you. It's not the Rumble. It shouldn't be looked at as the Royal Rumble. I definitely agree with you, though. I could have done without, as much as I'm I like John Cena, I could have done without the John Cena, Miz, Maurice, Nikki Bella match and throw in a Money in the Bank ladder match. There are very few matches that have as much excitement as a Money in the Bank, and you put that out there and let some of those mid-tier level guys, compete for that. Instead of having Braun Strowman in the Battle Royal, put him in that match. Put some of these like Creed. Put him in not Creed. I always do that. Cruz. Put Cruz in that match. You know what I mean? As far as Mojo Rawley winning, I'm not a big Mojo Rawley fan, honestly. I mean, he's just kind of. I mean,
you're not hyped for that, man.
I'm not hyped. I'm not hyped, bro. I'm not hyped. You know, I like. Okay, look, I like the guy's enthusiasm. You know me. I'm a positive kind of a guy. I like to see the positivity out there.
That's such a coach response. You know what? I love your kid's enthusiasm. He's just got to perform better on the field.
That's basically what it is. I mean, there was a couple of flubs that he had during the match. He's supposed to knock someone out of the ring. He couldn't do it. You know, and it was like, what are you doing?
Just flopping around.
Yeah, he was flopping around. That's exactly what it looked like. He looked like a puppy that was chasing the ball around the ring. You know, I would much have rather have seen Apollo Crews take it, like we talked about. You know, and seen that athleticism, and we didn't get to see much of him. You know, I mean, Crews was kind of lost in the shuffle, and I was really disappointed in that. So I agree with you. I wasn't a big fan of the way the match turned out. Congratulations to Mojo Rawley taking the next step in his career, but
you won't be doing anything on SmackDown, by the way, just because you won that. Just want to let you know that.
Exactly. Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose defeats Baron Corbin in a
Good
I don't even know what to call this. It was like a dog match. It was like a dog fight of a match.
Yeah,
These guys were just at each other, man.
Just beating the crap out of each other. That's what I expected. You know, to be honest, if take this back, man, I kind of wanted this to happen between when Dean Ambrose went against Brock Lesnar. I felt that match should have been a lot better than what it was. And, you know, as we listen to Stone Cold's podcast and you hear about Dean, you know, he didn't get the same enthusiasm out of Brock like he wanted to. Brock didn't want no parts of that. So, I mean, it is what it was.
Yeah.
But anyway, this match was good. I did enjoy the back and forth with these two guys. And, you know, I think Dean winning was good. I didn't really see Baron winning at that point in time. I think he'll probably win at the next pay-per-view. But overall, I think it was a good match.
I do too. You know, I'm really excited about both these guys. I love Dean Ambrose, like I said before. To me, he's the second coming of Austin. And Baron Corbin, man, I can't wait to see some of the feuds that he's going to have. Whenever they get around to having Baron Corbin versus Luke Harper, that is just going to be an amazing match to watch. Two big, really athletic guys going at it. I'm really excited about that. But yeah, I like the match. I like the outcome. I thought it was well put together, good storytelling. I like both these guys. I think they're A-list players on SmackDown.
I gave it a 7, by the way. I'm sorry, that match 7.
Yeah. All right, AJ Styles defeated Shane McMahon in what I thought, honestly, was a match that almost stole the whole show for me. What about you?
Yeah, it was up there. It rivaled. It definitely rivaled.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Shane McMahon is just absolutely fearless. I mean, the stuff the guy does, it was like he was kicking off in his head everything. What can I jump off of? What could I possibly jump off of next? Could I get up there? I could probably get up there. You know, and so it was amazing to watch. And the fact that he went toe-to-toe with AJ Styles in wrestling and actually played it pretty well. I mean, it didn't look like he was struggling at all. But you got to remember, this is a guy that feuded with Kurt Angle. I mean, you can't get better than Kurt Angle when you're doing pure wrestling. So I really liked this match. Again, I'm not a big AJ Styles fan, but he earned some of my respect watching that match. I thought he played it pretty well.
I thought it was just like you said. I thought it was great storytelling. I think that they basically wanted to mimic that match between Shane and Kurt,
Shane McMahon,
and make this bring it up to here to this modern era. So I think it was really good. I mean, for those fans that didn't know nothing about that match, I think you didn't get the full aspect of it because Shane was definitely a lot younger and they did a lot more ridiculous stuff in that match.
Crazy stuff.
But this match was really good. I like how Shane went toe to toe with AJ when it came to striking, and then when it came to actual wrestling, that was really good. And the moment of the match that really shocked the crap out of me, and I don't know why I was shocked, but when Shane went up to the top rope and he pulled AJ close to him, I'm like, Shane, I mean, he's a little too close for you to do an elbow, buddy. You might want to back him away. And he does that shooting star press, and I was holy crap. I did not say crap at the moment. I just want to let you know. I'm just cleaning it up for our listeners. I said something else. I said, what the hell? That was crazy. It's crap. And that was the moment of the match that I lost it. And it definitely rivaled match of the night to me with that.
Absolutely. And I love AJ Styles' face when Shane tried that shooting star and missed.
Yeah.
AJ looked at him like, "Oh my God," you know. So that was impressive. I always love to see Shane McMahon in the ring. He's just really, really athletic, and he's great. You know, he's just great. So it's always good to have him there. Kevin Owens defeated Chris Jericho to win the United States Championship for the first time in his career. What do you think of that match?
The RIP title, as I call it, because nobody does anything with it except for John Cena. But you know, it was a great story for hardcore fans that have been watching this. This was a great match to be able to end the rivalry and the story with, and the send off for Jericho and everything while he does his other endeavors. But overall, I think this was a good match. I actually would have liked to see this match open WrestleMania, as far as, you know, you had the kickoff, but those two, the match to you know, start everything, I would have loved to see like that, because they would have got more time.
Yeah.
And, you know, that would have been a real good tone setter for the rest of the night. But, you know, I've heard a lot of other people thinking that this that this actually should have been for the Universal title. But I understand, you know, with the mainstream, how WWE is, you want to get the big guys. Your top draws for some reason was Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. So you want to put the Universal title on that, because those are your fans, you know, that have been coming in. And to be honest, I just read that this past WrestleMania was the most viewed WrestleMania in history. So
wow.
I guess they know something. There's something that we don't know. So I guess, you know, continue to do what you're doing. But you know,
I mean, Goldberg's an icon. You know, I mean, this is a guy that defined WCW. He was WCW for years. You know, so bringing him in to face off against the guy that, for some reason, has become WWE and Brock Lesnar, and we'll get to that later. You know, it makes sense. You know, that it drew that many people. So, and plus, they were going to watch like a minute and a half match. So
but back to Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, it was a solid match. I like the story, how everything came together, and you know, so now KO is champion, and hopefully he can do something with it, man. It's just the reason why I'm kind of iffy about him having that belt is because they really don't do anything with the belt. They give two craps about it, to be honest. They don't hold it any value. Only time they mean anything with it and it had any prestige is when John Cena had it, just because the caliber of matches that he was having with it, and that the people that he was wrestling, you know, he was having solid matches with that title being on the line, and it means something. Ever since then, you know, he's getting getting tossed around with Rusev, and even when Vince McMahon wanted to put it on his, you know, his darling Roman Reigns, it didn't really mean anything to Roman Reigns either, because the caliber of wrestlers that he fought, he kept fighting Rusev, and then he loses it bullcrappily to Jericho, and didn't really get a serious rematch with that. So it's I don't know, man. The title doesn't really mean anything to me.
You know, it's supposed to be a mid-level title, and guys like Jericho and Owens are not supposed to have it. You know, I mean, they're supposed to be they're supposed to be, they're top guys. They're supposed to be going for the Universal title. So that's one of the reasons that a lot of people were like, why are we watching this match? Why is Kevin Owens fighting Jericho for the United States Championship? It makes no sense. Right. They need to put that strap on an up-and-comer that's a mid-level talent that can do something with it and make it that next step. It should be the way it used to be in the old day. The Intercontinental Championship was the one that they used, and that was the stepping stone to the world title. And that's what they should be doing, and they're really not. So I agree with you on that. But let's go ahead and move on. We could spend all day on those two guys. Yeah. Raw Women's Champion Bayley defeated Charlotte, Sasha, and Nia Jax in a Fatal 4-Way match. We talked a little bit about this offline. What did you think of this match?
Overall, I mean, it was good spots. It kind of, you know, at the end of everything, it kind of left you wanting more, and kind of felt like there was a lot more left on the table when it came to that match. It felt rushed, to be honest. It felt rushed, and you know, just I don't know what it is with women matches at WrestleMania. They always feel rushed. It always feels like this spot after spot after spot, and then it's over. There's no real long, good match. Even when, you know, the last year's match with Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Sasha, that felt like that wasn't even long enough. That felt like it could have been a lot more than it was. And you know, Sasha actually should have won that match. But anyway, that was that thing. But this felt rushed to me, and I couldn't really enjoy it like I wanted to, because it was like Sasha should have still been in the match. I understand the spot, that would have took her out, but it just felt too rushed to me, and I don't really like when stuff like that happens, because I feel like you're robbing the talent, and most of all, you're robbing the fans of what they want to see.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, look at the level of talent in this match. Bayley, Charlotte, Sasha, and Nia. Nia being arguably one of the most powerful women ever in the WWE, with obviously maybe the exception of China, but the talent is ridiculous. Charlotte Flair might be the greatest women's competitor in WWE history, and this match deserved more time. It deserved more. I mean, they spent so much time getting Nia Jax out of the match, which I get, but I think there should have been more. After that, we should have seen some amazing three-way action between these three amazing competitors. Right. And it really did. I mean, Bayley kind of fell out of the ring, and then Charlotte and Sasha fought a little bit, and then Charlotte beat Sasha, and then Bayley got in the ring. So basically what we had a 3-on-1 handicap match, then we had a 1-on-1, and then we had another 1-on-1. That's what the match felt like to me, and I don't like that. When I want to watch a triple threat or a fatal four-way, I want to see a lot of action where there's three people involved. I mean, one of the greatest matches of all time, in my estimation, that at least in the last 10 years anyway, Daniel Bryan versus Batista versus Randy Orton for the title at WrestleMania 30. It was amazing. It was back and forth. They were all over the ring. Suddenly, here comes Daniel Bryan out of nowhere hitting a knee, and there was an RKO. It was an amazing match. That's what I was hoping to see out of these women, and they didn't give them enough time to do it. They didn't set it up right. The storytelling wasn't there. So I like the outcome. I like Bayley retaining, but yeah, I agree with you. This match should have gone longer and should have been better thought out, in my opinion.
We're gonna talk about that later on in another women's match as well.
So. Yeah, unfortunately. But anyway, moving on to a match that this match made my heart happy. It absolutely did. The Hardy Boys.
Yes.
The Fatal 4-Way Ladder match to win the Raw tag. They are now 7-time tag team champions. That is absolutely amazing. I mean, the Hardys are my favorite. The Hardy Boys are my favorite tag team of all time, honestly. So when that music hit, I got to be honest with you, I squealed like a little girl a little bit, just a little tiny bit.
This was my match. This was my match of the night, just because of the Hardy Boys, and you know how much crap I gave this match, because these teams in it did not fit or belong in a ladder match. I love Enzo and Cass, and I like what's going on with Sheamus and Cesaro, and I love the club too. I mean, cause they're good heels and they're good talkers. I like their gimmick, but this didn't fit. It didn't belong in a ladder match, and this match didn't belong in WrestleMania. But as soon as the Hardys came out, that's when everything just changed everything, and everything felt right. I told Jason offline when we were doing the show. What was that, Monday show when we were doing that?
Between Monday shows.
When Jeff went up that set Cesaro and Sheamus up, and he started climbing that ladder, and I'm seeing him doing. I'm like, Jeff, wait a minute, hold on. These guys just had a match with the Young Bucks at Supercard of Honor for ROH. Just had a ladder match. Then they come and join this ladder match. This dude goes up to the top of the ladder to jump off, and I'm like, Jeff, no. Jeff, what are you doing? Jeff! It's just like, no. Oh, God! And then he jumps off.
You're covering one eye, covering your mouth, and covering one eye watching that. It was scary.
I was like, oh, my gosh. I just kept saying delete to myself. I remember my dad was like, man, what are you doing down there, dude?
I love it. I love that the Hardy Boys are back. We were just talking about the tag team division and how it needed some more talent and needed some more blood. And I'll tell you what, the two things that they did just recently, they added the Hardy Boys and they added the Revival from NXT.
Yeah. And you're gonna like the Revival if you're not.
I love them already. I mean, they are throwbacks. These guys remind me of like 5 or 6 different teams from back in the 80s and 90s. These are throwback guys. But the Hardys being back, oh man, that elevates everything to a completely different level. I'm really excited about it.
I'm glad you came.
John Cena and Nikki Bella defeated The Miz and Maurice. And Cena asked Nikki to marry him in the middle of the ring. So I'll just say this. I already know what you're going to say, but I'll just say this. The match, it wasn't a match. This was the creation by the WWE of a WrestleMania moment for John Cena and Nikki Bella to cement their relationship in front of the WWE universe. I get that. Okay, you have to remember the WWE first and foremost is a spectacle. That's what it's there for. It's there to entertain. It's there to be a spectacle. And this is exactly what this was. The match was absolute garbage. And I don't say that lightly.
Over. The Miz was so
bad.
over in this match.
And oh yeah, the Miz was so over. And the WWE knew that. They knew that was going to happen. That's why you had the Miz beating up on John Cena for 90% of the match was just the Miz beating up on John. And by the way, come on, the Miz beating up John Cena. No. Even when he won the match back at WrestleMania, when The Rock got involved, he needed The Rock to do it, and he got his butt kicked throughout most of the match. So yeah, this was a WWE going, here you go, WWE Universe, you get to boo John all you want now, and then giving him a nice little moment at the end to propose. I'm happy for Cena and Nikki Bella. I know that she's been waiting for this forever. I'm very happy for that, and I am a Cena fan, so. It was nice to see Cena, but I would have liked to have seen him in a real match and not in a match with The Miz and Maurice. So, yeah, I was over this match.
Well, listen, I love the fact that Miz was super over in this match because he deserved it, man. He has been a great story.
When did he deserve it?
No, listen, I'll tell you why he deserved it. Because he's been a great storyteller for SmackDown Live for months, man. The matches that he's been doing, he's been the mic piece for those matches. That match that we just talked about with those before we started doing the show between Dolph Ziggler and him, he was the mouthpiece on that. The build and everything when it comes to that. People love to hate The Miz, and he's a great heel, and he did great in that match and building up to that. And then all these other baby faces they want to get over, who they put him against? They put him against The Miz because he's a great talker. He can be able to get that out of him. So with this John Cena build, everything he was saying to John Cena was everything the fans want to hear because they're not John Cena fans. They're not these little kids that love John Cena. And nothing against little kids, but we're over that. We're too old for that now. And I understand that this is a business and it's built for the younger audience. But you got to respect your true WWE Universe fans, and those are the adults. And I know guys like me that couldn't stand this match one bit. Seeing John Cena just feed me this garbage, talking about, oh yeah, when you were in the hospital, and I promised you, and I asked you, can you hear me? Can you hear me? And I was like, I just need you to say yes, and say yes one more time because I'm gonna propose to you one day. And then you give me a shot of her walking up the aisle, looking at John Cena, saying thank you. What woman says thank you to a man they're going to marry? Talk about some thank you. No, it will be I love you. It shouldn't. This foolishness should have never happened there at WrestleMania.
CJ, I get your confusion, man, because a woman would say thank you to you at the divorce, so I get it.
No,
but in this particular case, look, man, these two have lived their entire relationship in the WWE ring. That's where they met. That's where they fell in love. So you may think that it's fake, but you have to remember some things in the WWE, as we know very, very well, aren't actually fake. And yeah, you're right. People hate Cena. You know why people hate Cena? For what you just said. Because he represents the supposedly the goodness in the WWE and the hustle and the loyalty and the respect and all that. And they don't like that. They don't think that's cool. And that's why you get guys like.
I don't think it's real.
It is real. It absolutely is real. The guy does more for people outside the WWE than anyone else in the WWE. He's put over more talent than anyone else in the WWE. How many main eventers have lost the number of matches that John Cena has lost at WrestleMania? Very, very few baby faces. Okay? So it's real as far as that goes. And the other point I have to make here is it's very sad for me when I watch Raw the next night and Paul Heyman comes out and says that Goldberg represents all the things that they should rebel against, like honor. That makes me sad that the WWE Universe started cheering and thought that was a great thing to hear. The WWE in the old days, it was all about cheer the good guy, boo the bad guy. Nowadays, they like to cheer the people that they like, and that's great. It's changed. You got Seth Rollins, who was a fantastic performer, and he was getting cheered back when he was a heel, and he should be because he is a phenomenal talent. But now coming out and basically saying it, basically saying, "Oh, well, honor is something we don't have and we don't want and we don't like," and people cheering that, it makes older fans like me. It makes us sad.
No, I'm sorry that you were sad. I like Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
that makes you better. That makes you feel any better.
Yeah, moving on. Seth Rollins defeated Triple H. Speaking of no honor, Seth Rollins defeated Triple H in a non-sanctioned match. What did you think of this match?
I think it was really good. I love the entrance on both Triple H and Seth Rollins. I love the
trike with Stephanie on the back.
Well, you gotta let Stephanie show off those buns. She's been working and stepping on the Stepmaster. You gotta show off the buns. I like Triple H having his Undertaker midlife crisis American Badass thing he got going on there.
What was that about?
And then that entrance with Seth Rollins was awesome with the torch and he goes all the way down to the ring. That was really cool.
Yeah.
But
love, by the way, can I just say side note? I love what they've done with the set now in the WWE. They've got all the screens and stuff. That is freaking awesome.
The WrestleMania set was pretty good. It looked like Universal Studios a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, how everything was down. But match-wise, it's a great story. Triple H working the knee and everything like that. And my performer of the night, man, to be honest, man, look, I know a lot of people give her a lot of crap on what she does, but Stephanie McMahon taking look, 2 years in a row of WrestleMania, she's been taking some great spots. She takes the spear from Roman Reigns last year's WrestleMania, and then she takes the table shot in this match with Seth Rollins and Triple H. That was really cool. I did not see it coming. I saw the build up to it towards the end. I'm like, wait a minute, is she going through this table? And she pulled a Dixie Carter and went straight through the table, man. Yeah.
A Dixie Carter.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I liked this match a lot. I was concerned that Seth Rollins' mobility was going to be an issue, and I was also concerned that the realism factor was going to be really severely shot, which it kind of was, because it's like, look, there's no way in heck that Seth Rollins is going to be able to do half the stuff that he did during this match if he actually had the injury that they said he had on his knee.
It's that warrior spirit that kept him able to do it.
And they kept saying, "Oh, his adrenaline's still building up." I'm like, "Come on, dude! This match lasted like 20 minutes. There's no way he's." But this match was great. I mean, you had two classic storytellers in this match, in Rollins and Triple H, and Hunter is just always amazing in every match. I don't think I've ever seen a bad match with Triple H in it. Same goes for Seth Rollins. You've never seen a bad match with Seth in it. They're both fantastic workers and good storytellers. And this match proved that. It was great. I love the work in the knee and the dueling pedigrees and all that other stuff. It was a great match. I think this was another candidate for match of the night for me. It was just really well done, I thought. So, all right. Randy Orton defeats Bray Wyatt to win the WWE Championship. What do you think?
Well, once again, entrance, loved it. Loved the Fireflies, and then I love the the ramp where Randy Orton's walking down, the Vipers underneath him. I thought that was really cool. Cool. I love the matches when Bray Wyatt is in the corner and he's taunting Randy Orton, and then you get these weird, really creepy images on the mat. I think that was really good, a good visual. But overall, to be honest, man, if it wasn't for those two things, this is the same matches that we've been seeing on SmackDown or that at that pay-per-view that they
RKO out of nowhere.
It's the same exact thing. I mean, you needed those things to be able to boost this match because you've already seen this before, and it's like you're not showing me anything new when I've already seen this match before. So I'm glad they did use those and utilize that because it would have been a real dull to watch if those things were not a factor.
Yeah. That's what that match was all about, really, was just them working in that visual and that technology that they used. And really they're trying to build Bray Wyatt into the new Undertaker. And the thing is Undertaker's already done all that. You know what I mean? So the lightning and the all this other stuff, they can't use that. They have to use something different. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to build Bray Wyatt into this scary creature type of a guy. And yeah, I mean, I thought the match was okay. Like you said, it was a classic Randy Orton match. And he hit that RKO, and there you go, new champ 13 times. So whatever. Moving on, the other championship, the Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar defeated Goldberg to win the Universal Championship.
Yes.
I gotta say this, okay? This match was absolute garbage. I cannot even begin to tell you. Not because of who won. I knew who was going to win. Everybody knew who was going to win, okay? And no one thought Goldberg was going to win this match because he's done. He's leaving, okay? We knew Lesnar was going to win, so I knew that was going to happen. But come on. There were literally 4 maneuvers used in the entire match. There were 4 maneuvers. It was a German suplex, a spear, a jackhammer, and an F5.
That's what these guys do. Those were the only moves. That's their moves.
Those were the only moves. And not even very good German suplexes. I hate Brock Lesnar's Germans. They're so loose and they're horrible to watch. And the match was ridiculous because it was like, we've seen Lesnar get speared and jackhammered one time and lose. Right? Or twice, actually. Speared twice, jackhammered once, and lose. Goldberg speared this dude like 8 times and then jackhammered him, and he kicked out. Give me a break. Give me a little tiny break. I was unimpressed with this match. I thought it was a throwaway match. It was just kind of like, look, Brock Lesnar's here, and that was it.
I think it was I think it was cool. I think the spot of the night, spot of this match was when at the beginning of the match, Brock hits Goldberg with 3 suplexes, gets up, flexes, and then even in the midst of his flex, he gets speared, and the crowd goes like, "What the hell? What's going on?" Like, so I think that was a cool spot. But overall,
that was the best part.
You got everything you were going to get out of this match. I'm surprised actually Goldberg lasted that long. You know, even with that, I thought he was going to be done with those. I mean, look, he had to do this. And you heard, I heard a interview with Diamond Dallas Page. She was talking about the lead up of this because he was giving props to Goldberg and saying that he knew that he was going to bring it. These last couple of matches have been really quick, but he was going to have to bring it to WrestleMania, and that's exactly what he needed to do. Because if you're the Universal Champion and you're put at this this spot of the night, you're going to have to bring more than just a spear and a jackhammer. You're going to have to take some bumps, and that's something we have not seen. This is since Goldberg has been back, we haven't really seen him take bumps like he needs to, or that he's shown since WrestleMania. I mean, even the lead up to WrestleMania, he didn't take a F5. You didn't see that happen until weeks before WrestleMania. That's even that match between him and Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. No bumps, nothing going on there. Royal Rumble, no bumps. Maybe a couple spots of somebody ganging up on him, but no bumps. He's been bump free, and this is the first time that he actually has to wrestle and do a match that's longer than a minute. And so I'm surprised that he actually lasted that long. So I mean, it was cool. It was cool to see him do that.
I could say the same thing about Lesnar. Lesnar never takes bumps. Every match he's in, he dominates. He dominates every single match. How many bumps did he take in that match versus Dean Ambrose?
You know,
one.
So that one I agree with you. That was a garbage match. But he's done matches before. Roman Reigns match, he took bumps. That Seth Rollins match with John Cena, there's bumps.
The Seth Rollins match, he barely took bumps. And Cena match, he took 2, and one of them ended the match. So I'm not a fan of Lesnar. I think this is the problem with this match. Okay, this is my main problem with this match. If this was just a match between Brock Lesnar and Goldberg, fine. Okay, everybody wanted to see it. They got to see it. The two beasts going at each other. Okay, great. But now they put the Universal Championship in the mix and put it on Brock Lesnar's shoulder. When that happens, that is a disservice to the WWE Universe. Because now the Universal Championship is not going to be on Raw. It's going to be at Brock Lesnar's house where he lives. You know, it'll be via satellite sometimes, and every now and then he'll come out to stand on a platform while Paul Heyman flaps his gums. So I am not happy with this. I think they've done a disservice to the universe, and I hope they get that strap off him as quick as possible. I don't care who they give it to. They could give it to anybody, and I'd be happy. So, all right. Anyway, moving on. We talked about this a little bit. Naomi defeated Alexa Bliss, Natalya, Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Mickie James to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. What do you think about this?
It was spots galore in this match, just spot after spot after spot, and then you got the quick pin at the end. I mean, just like we talked about, these women didn't really get a chance the chance to work. They got to show their. I don't even think they. You can't even say they got to show their skills. They just thrown out there.
Yeah.
They have a freaking roller derby match, and they just spot after spot, and that was it after that. So I mean, it's a shame. I hope that changes. Where they can WrestleMania, they can be able to showcase their talents and be able to have good storytelling at WrestleMania, but it seems like it's really only at pay-per-views or the regular pay-per-views they could be able to do something. So,
yeah, I agree with you. The talent level in this match was very high. I mean, I'm a big Mickie James fan. I loved Mickie James back in the day, and I'm a Becky Lynch fan, and Alexa Bliss is a fantastic heel, and Naomi is. I mean, we've talked about her in the past. She is absolutely amazing, a phenomenal athlete. Yeah, absolutely great in the ring. Horrible on the mic, great in the ring.
Not good.
Not good. She needs to work on that. But they didn't. I think this match and the other women's match, showed me that as far as we've come with women competitors, I think the WWE still has a little ways to go with their thinking.
I agree.
When it comes to women's matches, they need to make these more like the men's matches. Make them storytelling matches. Stop trying to do what they're doing, and they keep doing it with everybody. Like we've said in the past, there's always been three kinds of women competitors. They're either the goody two-shoes women competitors, the crazy ones, or the mean girl. And that's kind of what you have right now. You look at these matches. You look at this match. You've got Mean Girl Alexa Bliss, Mean Girl Natalya, Mean Girl Carmella, and Mean Girl Crazy Mickie James. Then you got goody two-shoes Becky Lynch and Naomi. There should be much more of a variance when it comes to these women's attitudes and personalities. So I definitely think WWE's got a little ways to go when it comes to that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, last match of the night, and oh God, what a way to end WrestleMania, really. The Undertaker was defeated by Roman Reigns, bringing his WrestleMania record
the big
to
dog versus the
big dog versus the original big dog. Roman Reigns versus Taker, and
first, Jason, before you go on any further, the build up to this match is pretty ridiculous to me. When in Undertaker's 25 years, correct? 25 or 27?
How long has he been wrestling?
Yeah, is it 25 or 27?
30 years.
30 something years. But I think it was like 25 or 27 ish for WWE.
Yeah.
This guy has never, ever been referred to as the big dog. I have never seen that. No, I have never.
He has.
He's been called this is his yard, but never the big dog, man.
He was the big dog.
No.
Oh my gosh, man, you are too young. You know that.
Michael Cole.
When he was the American,
feeding me that garbage for weeks.
No,
I have never. I've gone back. I've been going back and using the WWE Network. I have yet to see or hear anything referring to Undertaker as the big dog.
He was called the big dog all the time by JR back when he was the American Badass, when he was the Taker who was on the bike. He called himself the big dog, and that was his yard. And he also used to say, "I'll make you famous, and you will respect the Undertaker." He used to say these things all the time. He was the big dog. Reigns appropriated that title when he came to WWE. Because he was one of the.
I'm sorry, Jason. Hold on. I got this noob talking.
That was Griffin.
What did you say, noob?
I just said true story because I've seen that happen too.
You ain't seen crap. Shut up. Go back to Eddie.
Okay.
You ain't seen
Rudeness. Just rudeness.
I'm sorry, Jason.
Look. Roman Reigns came by the title. Honestly, okay, he came in with the Dogs of Justice. The Shield were called the Dogs of Justice, and he was the big dog. The Hounds of Justice, and he was the big dog. Okay, so he came by it honestly. Okay, I am not faulting him for that. Okay, but you cannot ever forget that the Undertaker was the original big dog. Okay, he was called the big dog. He was called the Phenom. Okay, he was the last outlaw. He's had a million titles, and he should, absolutely should. Okay, but anyway, that's neither here nor there for this match.
But what they've been pushing Undertaker for years is the Phenom, because the aura of when that gong hits and everything like that. So to come out of nowhere. I'm sorry, to come out of nowhere and try to.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just come out of nowhere and try to make this big dog versus big dog. I think that's kind of pointless and stupid. Just continue to go. Don't go back to, because once again, and here's another thing why I hate WWE sometimes. they want to push a story down your throat, but then when you go back in history, and they want to make you forget about history. So even if that was the case, that you're saying while he was the American Badass gimmick, that he was the big dog, you want me to forget everything about that because all you keep pushing to me is that he's the phenom, he's the dead man, this is his yard. So why now are you trying to make this big dog versus big dog instead of this being the phenom versus the big dog, because that's what you're pushing right now, and Roman Reigns is being the big dog.
It's a narrative that
again, it fit, and that's because the Undertaker was the big dog. I mean, you may not remember it, which I understand because I guess you were probably like, I don't know, what were you, like 10 back then?
But not the point is, freaking 15.
The point is,
5. He went the wrong way with the math.
When he was the American Badass, when he was on the bike, he was called the big dog. You know, they used to talk about him throwing the soup bones and all that kind of stuff. And if you look at the Undertaker's progression over the years, he started out as the dead man, right? And he progressed forward, and he was at one point he was the demon, and then he was sort of the devil, and then he finally turned into the American Badass, and then he went from American Badass back to the dead man, and now he's an amalgamation of all of them. That was the idea behind the Undertaker, is that he became an amalgamation of every persona that he's ever worn. And so he is the big dog, you know, and you can argue and you can say, I don't remember that. It doesn't matter. He is the big dog. Fans like me remember that.
I understand that, but this is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to make this all come back to what this storyline is supposed to be, what they're doing.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense for you to try to go back and try to break this up to American Badass with him being the big dog right there, but that's not a part of the storyline. The storyline is supposed to be...
That was the storyline.
No, this is not a part of the storyline, going back to him being the American Badass, because he's not that guy anymore. He's just the dead man, which you've been pushing for years now. Years that he is the dead man, and this is his yard. So go off of that. Don't go off of big dog versus big dog, because it doesn't make any sense. Because
CJ,
the big dog versus big dog made more sense. Why in the world would he care if he's just the dead man when Reigns says, this is my yard? And that's what started this rivalry, was Reigns saying, this is my yard now.
Because
so
he's just like you said, because this is his yard, he's the dead man. That's what he's been preaching for years, that this is my yard. I'm the dead man. Everybody comes against me is going to R.I.P. I'm going to rest in peace. My eyes roll in the back of my head. That's the thing. That's what they've been pushing. Why are you pushing now against two dogs?
Go back and watch the 90s, man. You're killing me.
We'll let the
I don't want to go back and watch the 90s because you don't care. They don't care nothing about the 90s.
There you go. Apparently they do.
No, they don't.
They pick big dog versus big dog. So anyway, the match.
Let the listeners weigh in.
What's that?
I said we'll just let the listeners weigh in the comment section.
Yeah, and they will. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. The Undertaker versus Reigns. I mean, it was tough to watch for me. I love the Undertaker. I've never seen a bad match with that man in it. He's phenomenal. There were some spots in there that were rough for Reigns. I was surprised because usually he does really well, but like when he tried to hit his own version of the tombstone, that did not work out. That was bad.
Taker was gassed too, and he was just like, oh my gosh.
He was gassed, yeah,
he was gassed.
And
it takes two to do that.
Was he 58? You know, he's like 58 years old. You know, so I mean,
working harder than Goldberg.
Crazy. Oh, it's ridiculous though. He's ridiculously talented. But overall, I don't know. It's hard for me to see the Undertaker lose to someone like Reigns, because Reigns to me is still an up and comer. You know, I mean, he still hasn't hit his peak yet. He's gonna be one of those guys. You know, and the WWE is infatuated with Reigns, and they put him in every storyline.
It's Vince. That's Vince's baby right there.
Well, that's the WWE at this point.
He wants him to be the guy. That's the dude.
He does. You know, and I get it. He's phenomenal, but putting him as the guy that ends the Undertaker's career, I guess. I mean, they didn't say that his career is over, but that's sort of the symbolism that they put out with him putting the hat down and all this other stuff. And I don't know. You know, I wasn't a big fan of that. And I'm a Reigns fan. I like Reigns, but I thought this was a reach for him to be the guy that ends the career. I even would have, as much as I can't stand Lesnar, I even would have been okay with Lesnar ending Undertaker's career as opposed to Reigns. You know.
Well, to be honest, we did see, recently John Cena do the exact same thing. What was that at what was that, SummerSlam, when he fought AJ Styles and lost him? He took the wrist off, his you can't see me wrist, and left it in the ring. So the reports just came out. Undertaker did have hip surgery, so to replace his hip. So you never know. You don't might want to say that this
you never
is
say never in
farewell.
WWE.
Yeah, you never say never when it comes to that. You might come back and be able to be a little more limbo and be able to get in the ring again, do something.
We'll see. All right. Well, that was it wasn't a bad night. It really wasn't a bad WrestleMania. I thought that some of the matches were lacking. Like we said, we talked about the late women's matches and that ridiculous Lesnar versus Goldberg minute-and-a-half crap. But
it was
otherwise,
overall,
I liked it.
7 out of 10.
I'll give it a solid 7. I agree with that. Yeah. Griffin, what do you think? No one cares. All right. So
that's accurate. That's accurate.
Okay.
That was unnecessary.
So that's all I got. We love you, Griffin. So that's all I got on it.
Whoa,
CJ, you got anything else to say?
Take it easy with the love thing. Do I have anything to say? Well, listen, man. I think it was great. It was a great combination of a year of WWE product coming together. There was room for improvement, and hopefully we can be able to get that this upcoming WrestleMania in New Orleans. So, guys, if you're wrestling fans, man, stick around. WWE has its bad moments, but then you got those good darlings that are going to come up, and you got some great talent that's going to come up.
Oh man!
And the indies that are going to come up, man. A guy that you got to watch out for. I know I'm not the only one that knows about this dude, but Ricochet, Prince Puma for Lucha Underground, he's going to come up eventually. And when he hits WWE, man, watch out. This dude is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, and there's some guys on the roster right now that weren't even involved. Samoa Joe is an absolute freaking beast.
Oh yeah,
he's amazing to watch, and he wasn't even in the show.
Yeah.
So they're going to push him very, very shortly, and I'm excited to see that. So there you go. All right, Griffin, get us out of here.
All right, well, yep, that'll do it for us. Make sure you guys tune in on Tuesday. We'll be back with the main show and back to football talk. So, all right, everybody, take care. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you next time. Bye.